Hey guys, Civilord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Thundercats Ultimates Vultureman. Brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, who will remain fine folks for this video, even though this guy was like 70 bucks. Not sure what the Sam Hill's up with that. Thankfully I got Linkso on sale, so it kind of evened things out, but yeah, Vultureman's not digging around, fellas. He is 70 bucks, just like, I think Ever Living Mumra was only 60, wasn't he? Mongor's only 55. I think Rataro was even only 55, so kind of weird, the pricing of this line, but he does come with quite a bit of accessories, so why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and have a look-see at those accessories, shall we? Starting off with a pair of kind of pointy finger hands. Guessing these are supposed to be like trigger hands or relaxed hands. I'm not too sure, but get the job done, I suppose. He also has a pair of open grip hands. The inappropriate hinges for holding weapons, dang it. But he does have this little canister in the one, you can't pop that out. I just have it in there for safekeeping. So putting that back, it's fine. We also have an alt head. Now this is actually the head he comes packaged with, but with all my evil mutants, I may just be using the alternate heads with the screaming and yelling faces. But you can take the goggles off, and there's this ugly vulture mug in there. Pop these down. I might actually put these on him for the Final Thoughts picture. I'm undecided yet. He also has a couple of blasters. He's got this one, and he's got this one. Kind of looks like a hairdryer. This one's more of a blaster, so I will be using this. Most likely. Then he's got this big Chungus thing, which has like a similar canister, the one he's holding right there. But this is like the only gun with an actual trigger on it. Because some people are like, oh, they don't have trigger fingers. I'm like, do they really need them? They don't have like the trigger guard that gets in the way. He also comes with his LJN-inspired weapon, which this thing's all kinds of weird. It's like a bladed, I don't know, it looks like a claw with a talon on the bottom. I don't know, it's very weird. I thought he came with like a trident thing, but he's got this weird like capture claw thing. Most likely gonna display him with that, just like I do with Slithe and Monkey and Jackalman. We also have some tools. He's got a little pair of pliers, a wrench, a screwdriver, you idiot, a wrench, and a wrench. The same wrench, I think, as Panthro and Captain Cracker comes in one of those, but don't quote me on that. That is your lot for accessories. He does come with a lot of stuff. So in his defense, almost kind of worth the price, especially since he is all unique tooling. But taking a closer look at him, they did a very good job on him. Look at this guy. He's crazy looking. He's like a decrepit old man, but he's not. He's squawking though. I love that. Kind of reminds me of that teacher from The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron. Was it Miss Fowl or whatever? Either way, as far as his articulation goes, he's got really good like range in the head. All things considered, it's not too shabby. He's got some. Ooh, he's got some. I didn't bust nothing. That's just I haven't moved this guy in a while, so he does have some good tilt and some rotation. Even with the open mouth, he still gets like good down. That's what she said. But yeah, that's pretty good. I wish all of them had this. I think the Mirror Lionel's got a joint like this, and Monkey definitely does. I got him sitting over there. That's why I know that. Oh, and Slithe, too. That said, the shoulders will go out as far as these big old bulky feather tufts will allow, which unfortunately isn't a ton. I feel like these should have been separate and like pegged inside of the shoulder socket. That way you can move it with it instead of having such limited range. It is cut on the back though, so you get a little bit of leeway. He's got a bicep swivel, but I do believe it's just a floaty cat. Feels like a floaty cat piece. Doesn't feel like the elbow's moving with it. But you do get a little rotation in that elbow, as well as a hinge. But not a lot of hinge there, which is weird for a skinny guy like that. Not even 90, really. So that's unfortunate. He does have hinge swivel wrists. Those work fine. Wrong hinges for holding stuff, but what are you going to do? Torso can crunch. Oh, that's as far forward as it'll go. And it'll go that far back. It does have a little bit of tilt. A little bit of twist. But you get most of your twist in the waist. Which works fine. Personally, I like to have him haunched a bit. Like that. I think that looks a little better. I will say, smart of them to put the belt on the hard plastic piece. I'll say mine's waist does stick a bit, but I think that's because of the. I think that's because of the belt. Hips will kick out, back down, forward and back as far as this crazy feather loin piece will allow. You can't flip it up. You can kick forward, but this is pretty hard, so it's probably just going to force it back down anyways. He's got a thigh cut. That works fine. Single jointed knee. Swivel below the knee. Relatively loose in some joints, like the feet on mine in particular. Not the tightest things ever, but I guess I don't have to eat anything, and that's good. Like, this one's okay. This one's a little loose, so hopefully, you know, just having him sit there and, you know, him heating up and cooling off and heating up and cooling off will kind of resituate things so it's a little tighter, especially since he does have quite a bit of upper body weight. If I didn't mention it, he's got a rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. He's got these talons sticking off the backs of his legs too. My guess is that's supposed to look like he'd be degenerate, but thank God they did not make him degenerate. Because, well, I don't think Super7 can pull that off. I really don't. Kind of makes me glad they didn't make gargoyles when they had a Disney license, because I feel like them shits would have been falling down all the time. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's when a figure can't stand. But Vultureman can stand, for the most part. It's not too difficult. A little tricky, but not too difficult, so I do like him quite a bit. I think he's one of my favorites. I think all the evil mutants are my favorites. And Ever Living Mumbra, I just feel like they knocked it out of the park when it comes to the bad guys from this line. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, with that being said, now that he's all adjusted and whatnot, I think, anyways, why don't we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Vultureman alongside his best bud, Rataro, who I'm still surprised is like the biggest evil mutant because, well, he is just a dirty rat. And then we also have the Tinkerer of the Thundercats, Panthro, who's just totally dwarfed by these two. It's like no comparison, but if Panthro had a doppelganger in the evil mutants, I would say Vultureman is it. They're both Tinkerers, they're both like tech guys, mechanics, whatever you call it. And I think it totally works. You know, especially since the Thundercats like increased in numbers later on and kind of overwhelmed the evil mutants, other than, you know, their soldiers and whatnot. But getting these two out of the way. Ooh. There we go. Set him down without knocking a bunch of stuff over. 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith, as I bop Vultureman right in the beak. There you go. And the infamous Element Spawn, who I'm gonna just say probably not towering over everyone today. He's a little bit, just a smidge taller than Vultureman, but not by a lot. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from some loose joints here and there, and the somewhat egregious price point, I have to say that good old Vultureman here is one of the stronger releases from the Thundercats Ultimates line, brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7. And if those things don't bug you, then by all means pick him up, because I don't really see him going on sale like some of the others. He's just that good of a figure, even with those issues notwithstanding. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.